Okay, today I decided to make this video. It wasn't super planned out. I have some notes that I kind of have been taking all week. Just from personal experiences, like observations I've made, just in general, I guess. Not anyone specifically, just people, the human collective. So what we're going to mostly talk about today is jealousy, and trust. So we're not just going to talk about it in like romantic relationships, because, if you don't have trust and you're naturally a very jealous person in general, a lot of people don't notice it either, but I mean, being jealous, so we'll start there. Being jealous, I wrote, comes from not only a low vibration, but from a place of lack and attachment. So I'll say that again. Being jealous or jealousy comes from not only a low... Indy's trying to eat my glasses. Okay, I'll put these on anyways, see if I can read this better. Jealousy comes from not only a low vibration, but a place of lack and attachment. And I know attachment is something I talked about last week in both of my both of my YouTube videos. So the reason it comes from lack is because you are putting it out there, basically, that you're not abundant, that you are not worthy, and that other people are better than you. Because if you're jealous of someone, having something, having a person, looking a certain type of way, that means there isn't self-love there. Not no self-love, but you're lacking some self-love there and self-worth. And yes, any form of jealousy is a low vibration. And that's been a hard thing for me. And since my husband and I had got together, like he and I had talked about that pretty extensively before. He was kind of the one who opened my eyes more to how, because I thought, oh, you could be jealous about some things and it's okay. Not that anything's okay or not okay. Again, you create your reality. What is okay for you? I mean, you have free will. You can do whatever the hell you want. But if you're looking at it from a side of you want to ascend, you want to raise your vibration, you want to be more in alignment with your higher self, you don't have jealousy. Because I think Bindi wants to come back up here. She's getting so big. Because if you love yourself enough, and well, let's say for example terms, we're talking about a relationship. If you don't trust someone enough, you will be jealous of them simply liking a post of a girl on Instagram or whatever. I had been talking to someone about my husband and I had mentioned that he's still in contact with and very good friends with one of his exes, and like that was something I've known for a while. I've known my husband since 2013. We obviously got a lot closer in 2020. And he had explained it to me like, well, there's nothing to worry there. Like, I was with this person this many years ago, basically when I had met him. And I had never thought anything of it since our first talk about it. I had never been jealous of this person. I'm friendly with them too, until I was talking to someone the other day and they said, oh, hell no. Like, you know, he shouldn't be talking to any exes. Like, that's crossing the line. That's crossing boundaries. Like, I understand where they were coming from. And it got me amped up for a second too. And then after I was done talking to this person, I sat and thought about it. And I was like, why did I get so worked up about that? Because this whole time, you know, it has never bugged me until someone else put it in my ear that it's something that I should be upset about. So that's another thing too. Think for yourself. And if someone is living a way that you don't agree with or doesn't make sense to you, you can ask questions about their viewpoints on it, but don't try to change people's opinions to be yours. Like, it's hard nowadays. We should be able to have a lot more friendly discussions about things that we either don't understand or we don't see eye to eye on. And that could have been an opportunity for me to explain, you know, well, I have never felt threatened by it. I'm fine with it. Like, I don't care. At the time, I was already wrapped up about other things, so I kind of jumped in on the, oh, yeah, I should be mad about that. And then later, I was like, no, you know, that it hasn't bugged me before. Why would it bug me now? I'm not concerned about anything there. And that was obviously something that person believed. I respect that. If that's how, you know, in their relationships with people, whatever in life, if that's one of the boundaries they have, that's fine. The reason that, since I have grown, oh, just gonna eat my brain. Since I have grown and evolved, and this is not to say someone's better than the other, but in the ways that I have and everything that I've learned, I have definitely become a lot more independent, a lot less jealous. And I notice when I have had like moments of jealousy, since like, even when I first got with my husband, there were some times where I got jealous about some things. And we had healthy conversations about it. And it was like, I'm with you. I love you. There's nothing going on here. And it was the same as with me. Like, I have guy friends that I talk to that I used to be with. And this is for a whole nother discussion. But, you know, there's like polyamory out there. So these people that are saying talking to an ex is a big no-no, but polyamory is okay. I have personally never been polyamorous, but that doesn't mean that I don't think I would go around dating other people, just not for me. But, you know, I don't think that you should ever say never either. So I kind of contradicted myself there. But who knows? Again, so there we go. Who knows? But as of right now, that's not something that interests me. Bindy's trying to eat the basket. Anyway, so the reason that jealousy comes from a place of attachment, and it's a low vibration, is, so I said, again, I didn't really plan this out super much today. I just kind of wrote this out and then was like, I should get this video going. So anyways, yeah, so you're not in alignment with abundance. Because if you were in alignment with abundance, you would have no reason to be jealous of anyone or anything. And if you truly trusted the process of life and universe and yourself, okay, I'm gonna have to move this because Cindy's gonna eat it. She's distracted me too. Yeah, if you trusted that everything goes divinely how it's supposed to, then and not surrender, but kind of, if you basically raise your hand up and say, I trust everything's going to work out. That is, and saying, I am abundant. I know I'm worthy of this. And whatever is not meant for me, I will not have it. Whatever is meant for me, I will have it. Once you really get into that mindset, everything clicks so much easier. Because I remember as a young adult, early 20s, late teens, like 19, 18. I definitely was a lot more codependent on people back then. Relied on other people for my happiness. And I had jealousy issues big time, not just in relationships, but with other people. So I would see someone doing really well. Like, for example, I remember my older brother told me that he had gotten a raise, a very good raise at his work. And this was when I was financially struggling. And before I found spirituality and everything. And I was just pissed. Like, why would you tell me that? You know, just to make me feel like shit. Like, that was my mentality. When, like, nowadays, even when I'm struggling, if I see someone is doing well, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'll catch myself and be like, oh, God, that would be nice. You know? But then I, like, snap out of it. And most of the time, nowadays, my reaction is to be happy for that person. And to also know that I can get there too. I can, like, so don't hate on people that are doing what you want to be doing and being the people you want to be. Be friends with those people. You know? Learn from them. It doesn't mean, like, follow everything that they're doing, but, like, those are the people you want to surround yourself with, right? Successful, happy people. Whatever that version of success is to you, whatever success looks like to you, whatever is in alignment with your future goals and timelines. Like, those are the people you want to surround yourself with, not people who are miserable, gossipy, oh, life sucks. Because if you all sit there in that clump of misery and you just bounce off each other, those low vibration feelings, that's what you're going to all just be consumed with that. So yeah, it's all connected. You know, I hope this makes sense from what I'm saying there about how, in a way, I mean, I didn't even plan this. In a way, this has all kind of flowed pretty well. I started with shadow work and attachment, and there's still things that are coming up. So again, about the shadow work, if you feel super jealous about someone, any negative emotions, any strong emotions, that's a trigger from your body that you have something to work on, an unhealed wound to work on, an unhealed childhood trauma, something. Next thing. Oh, and based off what I kind of like what I said earlier. If someone, because I want to repeat this again, because I really hope this gets across. If someone or something is meant for you, it will be. If not, it won't. If someone or something is meant for you, it will be. If not, it won't. Trust that. And your life will get a hell of a lot easier. I can promise you that. And if you have to question and you're struggling with, is this person for me? Is this situation for me? It's probably not for you. I'm going to tell you right now. If there's someone you've been thinking about for 3 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, I don't know. I've seen it and I've lived it. They're not for you, because it is true what they say, when you know, you know. And it doesn't mean there's not ups and downs with things, but it's not that complicated. Like, if you really focus on it, internalize it, and think about it, and ask yourself about anything. Is that meant for me? No. Boom. There you go. Move on. Like, first answer that comes to your mind, 99% of the time, can guarantee you it's the right one. And why would you want to force something that isn't for you onto you and in your life? So this is something, what I was trying to say earlier about when I was younger, I used to do this. And even, there was a relationship I was in, it wasn't that long, but I'd fallen for the guy pretty hard. But he was very emotionally distant. And that does not work for me. And I've known that for years. And I thought, you know, because in the past I'd been with so many, not so many, a couple narcissistic people. Yeah, 2 like major narcissists. And I was raised, my dad was a narcissist, is. That I thought the opposite of that is what I needed. So I went from the love bombing, which if you don't know what love bombing is, I'll talk about that in another video. You can look it up too. Basically, love bombing is when a relationship starts out with, I love you, I love you, I love you, oh my God, you're so amazing. And they just pour the sugar on you, feeling good, like make you feel like you're the world, and then slowly chip away. So I went from those kind of relationships to, I was briefly seeing someone who was very emotionally detached. And I thought maybe this is healthy for me. And I think it was at the time, to find the like happy middle balance for me and what makes me happy and what is healthy to me in a relationship. But he would go days without contacting me, and we had just started dating. And there was part of me that's like, that's a little weird. But he would say, oh, well, I don't trust people right away, and it takes me a minute to like communicate with someone daily, which I'm not going to lie, I was talking to him quite a bit at first because that's what I was used to. But then it would go a week at a time, 3 days at a time, no text, nothing. And I just like put up with it, because I thought maybe this is what a healthy relationship is. So again, everything's about balance. And I really think that the universe presented me with that relationship to show me, no, you don't want the complete other side of things. To where there's a complete emotional distance, to where you don't feel any certainty. Like, there was no communication there on an emotional level with that person. Granted, we were only together like 2 months or something. But they would go a week, wouldn't hear from them. They'd go out and do other things. And I'm telling you right now, looking at you, you will know if you're a man, woman, non-binary, whatever, whoever you are. If there's someone that will ghost you for a few days or for a few weeks, it doesn't fucking matter what their reasoning is. If that doesn't make you happy and that's not what you want in a relationship, move along. Because if you just, I saw a video earlier today that kind of hit the nail on the head with it. It's kind of like an addiction. That person leaves for however long they leave, a week, whatever, 2 weeks. And then you hear from them again. And all of a sudden, you get all these emotions back and they're really intense. That's dopamine. Similar to what people who do heroin, any addict, the same reaction happens. and they pulled away from you and you just feel sick and sad and that's withdrawal. That doesn't sound like a healthy relationship, right? And now that you know, the reason you feel so good when they come back around and you try and make excuses for them, it's because it's an addiction. They got you hooked. But you have to really sit and ask yourself, is that what I want? Is that what is going to make me happy? And sometimes we do have to go through these like karmic relationships so that we can really dig down and see what it is that we do and don't want, so we can truly find who our soulmate or soulmates are, friendship-wise, romantic-wise, whatever it is. Because I'm sure you've all had shitty friends too, and know you defend them because they're your friend and you've known them 10 years, whatever. But it's 2021. If someone's energy is not cutting it and it's bringing you down, especially if it's bringing you down, cut the cord. We don't have time for that shit anymore. We just don't. Yeah, and off that too, everything aligns when you align with yourself. Everything aligns when you align with yourself. So that means you have to really know who you are. You have to really know what it is that you want, what it is that makes you happy, what it is that makes you sad, what it is that you will and won't tolerate, what your boundaries are. And the only way you can truly, truly know that is to see what it is you don't want, you know, and a lot of times we have to have these experiences, these really uncomfortable experiences. Not saying everyone has to have these traumatic, awful experiences, but we have to go through all that. Whatever it is that we go through, everything happens for a reason. I know it's cliche as fuck, but it's true. We have to go through all that. Or when we go through all that, we don't have to do anything. It is smart to sit with yourself for a while. And anytime you feel out of alignment with others or life in general, that means you're not in alignment with yourself. So you need to take some time to date you, to focus on you, which is what I'm doing right now. Because that's a boundary I set. If you know, this, and this is happening, though there are signs that I have that if things are not going the way that I want, things aren't going the way that my battery's gonna die soon, so I'm gonna try and cut this a little shorter today. If things do not flow, and you know when they're not, if things are not in alignment with you, if things just feel off, if your life just feels chaotic and you're not you should revisit yourself. And I'm not saying isolate yourself to the point where you just sit alone by yourself, which, I mean, I did this. I mean, I went out in nature and stuff, but be with your thoughts for a while. Go through the shadows, work through all the dark shit in there. The stuff you don't want to acknowledge is the shit that you need to acknowledge the most, because that's what's eating you up. And to go off of the jealousy thing and what I said about, I brought up trust earlier. And I know I got to a point where when I was at like my rock bottom, I realized it wasn't that I didn't trust all these people. It was that I didn't trust myself. And that was like a big, blow to the face, like realization that I had. Because if you don't trust yourself, you can't trust yourself to pick the right people to be in your life, the right people to share your energy with. And you'll start to question pretty much everything you do and take it too fucking seriously when at the end of the day, like, you have your intuition, that gut feeling right there has all the answers for you. And until you get back in tune with your heart center, back in tune with trusting yourself, you aren't going to trust a damn soul. So if you're sitting there and you're one of those people that says, I don't trust anybody, like, you probably don't trust yourself. And one last thing before my phone dies, on that. Think about if you don't trust anyone, you can be someone who takes all the risks in the world, like skydiving and, I don't know, jumping through rings of fire on a bicycle. I don't know, like, you know, adventurous in that way. But if you don't take risks on your vulnerability, on your emotions and like meeting new people and getting out there and feeling raw and just like sitting with and feeling and releasing all of those emotions, of course you're not going to trust anyone, because you don't even trust yourself enough to let your shadow side come out, which is what balances your light side. And if that gets snubbed down enough, you're not going to have any light either. So you're just going to be this, feel like, or be what you probably feel like, which is a blob of no emotions. And when you do have emotions, they're probably angry, right? Yeah, I've been there. So, yeah, that was basically what I wanted to talk on today. Because I had a few things come up in the last week about jealousy. And yes, any jealousy is not healthy. Any jealousy. And if you don't trust your partner to the point where you're jealous of things, does that sound healthy to you? No. I see too many videos about, oh, well, it's normal to be jealous of if he's talking to a girl, he's doing this and that. If he's talking to a girl and he's blatantly being disrespectful, fucking dump his ass. But if he's talking to someone and it's a friend, you can tell. There's nothing to worry about. And if you can't tell, then you don't trust yourself. So dig deep down and maybe say, hey, wait a minute. I think I gotta connect in here first because I'm unsure about what's going on out here. If you're unsure about what's going on in here and what you feel in here, you're going to have no fucking idea what's going on around you. You might think you do, and you might think you have intuition things, and that's why you need to check his phone or whatever. But if you have that feeling, be open and honest with your partner about that shit. Because then you're not being trustful. I don't fucking know. I'm tired. It's been a long week. You don't trust them either. So that's probably why, if you want to look in their phone is because you don't trust yourself enough to know whether if something's up or not. Because you'll know. You'll know. You'll know. And if you don't, take a minute before you react, because what's a couple days of you calming down and thinking about it? I'm not saying either to sit here and, you know, let some dude be hitting up everyone's DMs and flirting with them. I'm just saying, like, your man, your partner, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever, they can have friends of the opposite sex and it not mean anything. And if they can't, well, that's another discussion to have with them about your boundaries and something you observe in them that's not healthy. If you notice, because I dated someone like this where they didn't have friends that were girls. They were flirty with all them, or they were dating one of their guy friends. But other than that, they were a fucking flirt with everybody. And I didn't trust him, and I didn't listen to my intuition, and I should have. But that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I learned from it. And now I'm in a, place where being in a healthy relationship, even with my friends, just platonic people, I can know, like, wholeheartedly, I trust this person enough to tell them this. And if I don't open my mouth to them about things. Like, your energy is sacred. Your words are sacred. So, that's where the balance comes in. Don't hold everything in. But make sure you have a, couple of people. And if you don't yet, that's fine. You'll find them. That you trust. And experiment with it. If you're one of those people that says, I don't trust people, I never will, be able to open up to anyone. I've just been this way for 10 years, however long, 5 years. This person did this to me and now I don't trust anyone. That is a deep-rooted thing you need to work on, because everyone needs someone to talk to. And if for now you need a stranger to talk to about this stuff, to be able to open up to other people about things, go get a therapist. I had one. I think they can be good tools from time to time. Or go talk to a spiritual coach. They have health and wellness coaches out there. I just did some classes on that last year. And there's some great exercises you can do to really dig in deep and figure out all these little shadow things and trust issues and the stuff that you don't want to face that is trying to get you to face it. So anyways, I had some other things I wrote down, but they kind of don't really go with this. I think this all flowed pretty well, even if I got distracted at times. It went well together. So yeah. Just remember, if someone or something is meant for you, it will be. If not, it won't. And everything aligns when you align with yourself. So anyways, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and we will talk soon.